I'm live. Only a few minutes late because I got caught up helping plan holiday stuff. Um, hello. I hope that, let's see. Usually I get like a little email that's like, hey, you're live. Let me make sure that I'm there. And that way, whoop, there I am. I'm live on my channel. And let's see, Facebook, totally behind. It's the holidays. It's one of those things. I got caught up. My aunt and I are trying to plan a like pre-Christmas gathering, and everybody's got special eating habits, me included, because of some changes I have made that I'll share about later, not today. But let's see. I just want to do a double check. Make sure that this is being streamed. If not, I will put it on there. So just bear with me. I wanted to make sure that let's see, market events there, to make sure, because for whatever reason Facebook does the events, and um if you don't share it into your timeline or whatever, you either have to be like in the event to see it. It's very weird. I'm not super um live now. Let's talk weekly energy. Yay. Okay. And I didn't do my intro this morning because I didn't have time because I'm late. So, anyway, hello. Happy Monday. Today is December 5th. This is the weekly energy report for December 5th through the 11th of 2022. No makeup today. My hair is in a low bun like a school marm, and I am excited to be with you. So much is going on. Ooh, and now it says network error. I'm not quite sure what went wrong. It says, while trying to share this post, it's not working. So hopefully, let's see, get rid of that and come back here. And I will probably share this later. But if you're going to see me later, I'm live streaming right now. And I'm not sure if this is going to out to the peoples or what, but it's supposed to be on Facebook, which is kind of annoying that it's not there. Let's see really quick if I can share this one more time. Yep, join me for this week's. Oh, I'm living into the event. Energy report. And let's see. Nope, for whatever reason, it's not working. So if you are on Facebook, you'll probably have to go and see. Let's see, I'll invite, it only says, let's see, I'll invite people. Maybe that's how this will work. And I am sorry that the first 3 minutes of this is going to be everybody. Let's see. Da, 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 da. You know what? We're just gonna go. We're just gonna go with it because it is what it is. And I'll look at this later. Thank you for being here. Thank you for bearing with me. It's Monday. We're in just about to the midpoint of the Mars retrograde. We're heading into a full moon. We have, let me look at the calendar really quick. Month. I won't talk about it at length today, but we have Mercury retrograde starting on the 29th of December. I know. um, uh, which means the shadow starts on the 15th. So the pinnacle of Mars retrograde will coincide with the shadow of Mercury retrograde at some point next week. But we do feel that stuff happening. And we have a full moon in Sag, I believe. It's in Sagittarius. Let me look really quick. Double check the moon calendar. I have like 14 zillion calendars, 2 moon calendars. I love my moon site planner, by the way. Let's see, full moon. Full moon is, let's see, harmony and whatnot, and Wednesday. Full moon and moon conjunct Mars. It's in Gemini. Full moon in Gem. Okay, cool. And so full moon in Gemini is what that is. Anyway, all that to say, is what I think it is. I'm going to double check. You know why? Because we're in Mars retrograde in Gemini, which means not quite sure what's going on. And we got to check things twice. So I'm going to check that twice. Like Santa, making a list, checking it twice. Full moon, December 2022. It is in Gemini. Yes. So thank you so much for joining. Let's see. I am gonna post this here. Okay, so if you can see me and you're joining me, good morning. I am Soul Coach Michelle. Sorry, I'm taking about 5 minutes to get combobulated because I'm discombobulated. I don't know about y'all, but the energy of the last couple of weeks has been very like, I realize I'm going too fast, which is why I'm effing things up and having to do them twice. And just this morning, at like 5 o'clock in the morning, I finally was like, I am resisting this so much. And if we all know what resisting, we resist, we persist, right? So to make sure that the manifesting starts going in the right direction and we feel less stressed about stuff because it's also Sagittarius. So there's also so much going on in the weather, the cosmic energy weather, that it can feel very, very discombobulating. And the idea is to slow down. And that's the message of this full moon. So this full moon, which is Wednesday, I believe it is at 3:45 in the afternoon is what I'm thinking, but I could be wrong yet again. Let me double check real quick to make sure I'm giving you good information. Let's see. 7th. Yep. Wednesday the 7th, we're talking full moon at, oh, my bad. The full moon in Gemini on the 7th, 10 p.m. Central. So just manage your own time zone. And then it goes through till Monday at like 12:30 in the morning. So you have, if you don't want to do, because at 10 o'clock at night, half the time, I'm getting ready to go into the bed. So, if you want to do your full moon, you can lead up 3 days up to it and a couple of days after. So, if in the middle of the day you want to kind of prepare and do your ritual, that's cool. But you have till about 12:30 Monday, the 12th of December to do your full moon stuff that you like to do. So one of the things that I want to talk about is what the energy of this full moon is. Last month's full moon was pretty effing intense, which is what I think kind of, and the closer we get to like the pinnacle of the Mars retrograde in Gemini, which is why this is so like doing everything twice, moving too fast and kind of tripping over your own feet kind of stuff. So when, and the thing is, it's like you have that juxtaposed with the intention or the invitation of a retrograde, which is going inside. Where internally can I take action? Now, this is going to sound weird. Where can I internally take action to feel better about how I move throughout the world? Now, that I'm going to say again, because I'm channeling this from source. I'm doing conscious channeling, which is different. I should do a video on what that means, but Spirit is telling me to tell you the meaning of this Mars retrograde in Gemini is going inward, remembering you are human with a spiritual, you're a spiritual being having a human experience, that duality that is represented by Gemini. And Mars retrograde is, going inward with the action, not externally, because we are so conditioned, so domesticated to be moving, 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 moving. GSD, GSD, GSD. And especially right now, because it's the holidays, if you're in the US, if you're in Europe and you kind of subscribe to the December holidays, the world out there wants us to go, go, go. We got to go get the right table setting. We got to go get all the gifts. We got to get all the decorations. We got to get it all done. And we only can have 25 days to do it now. If you're looking at it, it's like, oh, we only got 20 days to do it. Okay. So that push is so at odds with the natural energies, which is that invitation of the retrograde to go inside, which is to say, where within self are you needing to take action within self to move yourself forward? Where do I need more clarity? Where can I, and not to beat yourself up for not having it, but to more ask yourself, what do I need? And you may just say to yourself, I need to ask these questions in the universe and let the universe give it some allowance to, or allow it to move into a space where it can answer you, where you might say, what would it take for me to feel better about all of this? What would it take for me to have the clarity? What would it take for me? And I guarantee you it's going to be slow down because that's the message I'm getting. And I know that's something I've been preaching for like 3 months or all year. But the fact is that right now, it's like we're at odds with our own energy. That's the feeling I get. And the way to take your power back within your own is to be really conscious and intentional with what you want. And by I say what you want, I don't mean like that new car, that new living space. Like, really, what do you want to eat for lunch today? Like, get that uh, micro. Do I want to do laundry today? Do I want to do some prep work for the holidays dinner that I'm making? Like, these are things I'm asking myself. Like today, I had this laundry list of stuff that I was like, I'm going to do this and this and this and this and this. And then I started basically tripping over my own self and starting to have feelings of anxiety around it and not being enough around it. And that is not helpful. And I realized, oh, I listened to the weather forecast left, right, and center about how the energy is going to be crazy. And have that whole, like, you're going to feel like you want to move forward. You're going to have this like intense feeling of wanting to do, but you're not going to be able to. You're going to have to do everything twice, which is like tripping over your own feet. And, and I wasn't really paying attention to that. So, what I decided this morning was to slow down, take a step back, and not react, because that's what I was doing. I don't know if that's what you guys have been doing, and that's why things are frustrating. But I know for me, that's what I've been doing. And that's why it's been super frustrating because I'll react and it won't be what I want. Um, and it won't feel good. And the whole thing is to feel good. So this moon, not only is the retrograde an invitation, this full moon is an invitation to go inside and ask yourself. And I think if we can reframe all of this into what is my opportunity here instead of why is this effing happening? If I can reframe this into what is my opportunity? What is the invitation? And the invitation that I am seeing for everyone is, where can I honor my true authentic self more? Because and in doing so, where can I unify my spirituality or my spiritual self and my human self? Because I feel like that compartmentalization time that we've had, it's like, oh, well, I'm spiritual, so that only happens when I'm at home. And when I'm at work, that doesn't happen. Or when I'm at the grocery store, or when I'm driving in traffic. I leave, like I had a friend, she used to be like, I put Jesus on the shelf and put a napkin over his head when I got to go get some stuff done because she's like, I don't want him to see it because I'm going to compartmentalize. This is my spiritual me. That's my human me that navigates the 3D. This is an invitation to figure out, where can I honor both of those in a unification? Where can I bring those two sides, the Gemini, where can I bring those two sides together? Because the full moon will shine a light on where there is separateness. The full moon will shine a light on where there is separateness. And when we bring those two sides together, we can start leaning into who we are authentically. And that is when we start manifesting what we want. We stop this moving so fast, I trip over myself. When I start doing that, the clarity just comes in. And right now, we are in such an interesting time that if we could slow down, like when the weather, let's use it as this, like I always say, the cosmology, the astrology, whatever you want to call it, it's like the weather report, right? So if the weather report, like right now, it's cold here in Nashville, it's gloomy. It's like doing the Scottish rain, which is like not really rain, it's just mist. And it's just cold and gross. And if I want to go outside, do I want to go outside like with a t-shirt on where it's cold and uncomfortable? Or am I going to put my, rain repellent or water repellent winter coat on so that I'm warm and I can get where I want to go and do my errands in joy and peace? So it's kind of the same thing. When you know what the weather is, if you go outside, like today, if I went outside with a t-shirt on, knowing full well that It's cold and rainy. And I just had a t-shirt on. And then I got out there and I was, shaking my fist at the sky. Why are you doing this to me? That's the same exact thing as if we know what the weather is right now, energy wise, and then we're not conscious and intentional about managing our own energy, our own intentions, what we want, and how we're going to get there. So that's why I feel like this full moon is an invitation to being able to go inward, even more so because we have the retrograde going on, the Mars retrograde, in also in Gemini. Just going inward and saying, where can I honor the illusion of the duality by creating the truth of unity within myself? Okay. And honestly, I think some of the ways to do that is to really just ask yourself in a micro way, what do I want? Right down to what do I want for breakfast? What do I want for lunch? Do I want to go here today? Do I want to go there today? Asking yourself and then listening to your small inner voice, that small, still voice within you, and knowing it's safe to listen to that voice. That's the first action step I want you to do this week is to listen to that voice. It'll help you stay true. It'll be like your inner compass to help you stay true as you navigate the invitation of this full moon. Second, do not overwhelm yourself. If you start feeling feelings of anxiety or even depression, take a step back. Take a moment for you. Ask your moon, like go in your astro chart, figure out what your moon is, and then based on that, what self-care thing can I do today that will really nurture me? And then the third thing I would encourage you to do this week with all of this going on is to really set aside um, some time to do a full moon ritual where we are listing out all the things that I want to let go of that are maybe in the way of you stepping into your authentic self. What's in the way? What fears that you want to let go of? And then making a list of all the things you want to embrace. Now, these are inner work lists, right? They're not like new car, new house. Like those are all great for say your vision board, but right now we're doing inner work. We're retrograding, we're, shining a light on the inner stuff with the full moon. It's moon is inside, inside, inside. And so what is it what would I rather have if I'm letting this go? What do I want? Or do I want to like create a generalization and I release all this stuff and create an open space to attract into me all of my good, all that which is my highest good. Could even be that. And just create, maybe create a setting for yourself, set your room, clear the energy, light a candle, grab a cup of tea, get your journal, and it's funny because like I don't like to light fires in my house because I worry a little bit about that because I live in a condo. But there's an app with a candle. And so what I do is I write my list of stuff that I want to get rid of that I'm releasing in my phone. And I handwrite the stuff that I want to have come in. And then what I do is I open an app that's like a candle app and I light the candle, the digital candle. I do the list and then I burn it, so to speak, on the candle and hit it delete. And then I put my other list and I put a crystal on top of it and put it under the moon. And then I blow out my candle because it also has a function where you can blow it out. But that's one of my full moon rituals that I usually do. There's some other things in there that you can do, but that's a good one because what you're doing is you're letting stuff go because it's full moon. You're being in gratitude for the stuff that you have. And then you're going to set some intentions because the new moon is not the only time you can set intentions, right? Because if you're creating a vacuum of getting rid of stuff, setting intentions of what you want to fill that space with, it's like decluttering. You can't put more stuff in the house unless you declutter. Otherwise, you're a hoarder, and that's not healthy either. So, this week, as we enter this full moon for this week, which will kind of consume the entire week energy wise, just start asking yourself, what do I really want? Slow down and ask yourself that stuff because that's where you'll find some relief from all of this, like, kind of intense energy. So, let's ask Spirit, what medicine do we need? What animal medicine do we need? And by the way, this is the deck I'm using. Let Baron read. Oop, here we are. Let Baron read Spirit Animal Oracle. Love that one. I do have some new ones that I'm excited to kind of play with. So you may see those pop up here soon. But right now we're going to do this. And we're going to say, what is it that we need to need? For this full moon, what do we need to know that will support us and slowing down so that we can get that clarity that we need about our inner workings, our inner being, our inner world, and how we can trust more in the truth rather than the illusion of the 3D world. So let's pull a card for that, okay? Or a couple of cards. I do 3 cards because we have like the medicine and the helper. So here's one. You cannot make this shit up, y'all. Mhm. You really can't make it up. I just was talking about decluttering. That is too effing funny. Yes. Okay. Cool. I love this. So first card um is know your worth. Know your worth. So the answer for all of this is even with this swirling bit of crazy energy that can make us feel out of sorts, make us question ourselves, make us feel like I have to second guess myself. Um, know your worth. You know, I was having a lot of stuff go on around not being enough. But when I stopped and I thought, here's my answer to that not enoughness. Here's my answer to that not enoughness. Like when you sit down and really do a reality check instead of a shit spiral, and you're conscious and intentional about what your worth is, that's when you'll really start to kind of change your direction. It'll calm it down. It'll reframe for you. So knowing your worth is a big deal this week. That's the number one way. And what are the helpers around knowing your worth? So we have frog spirit. Just like I just said before I pulled cards, I said it's, about decluttering the mind like you would your house. And it's frog spirit, clear out the clutter. So maybe part of this full moon week is maybe decluttering your house, your office. Maybe you're like today, one of my things when I asked myself, what do I want today? I have been meaning for like 3 weeks to swap out my closet, to get my bedroom kind of reorganized and feel good about things. And so that is on my list today. Like I said, and my inner voice said, this is what we're gonna do. So I already threw my comforter in the wash. That's going around right now as we chat. And and after I get done here, I'm gonna go and kind of start swapping out clothing and reorganizing. So I feel, and I did it with my office, even though I still have like some stuff that I got off the Amazon for work, kind of next to my desk, not really unpacked yet, but that the office actually has really kind of tidied up last weekend. So decluttering your space can help with the declutter of the mind. Maybe doing some journaling about what you want to get rid of, some belief systems. So say you have issues around worthiness, which is our way of navigating the energy this week. Where did those beliefs come from? Who in your life kind of bought into that belief system? How is it helping you? How is it not helping you? Like, get the journal out and start decluttering and unpacking that stuff. So, and when we get it on paper, it comes out. So that might be an activity this week to help declutter the mind. Decluttering the mind might be, I need to make a list of all the things I need to do for the holidays, because that way you're not trying to keep it all up in your brain and then worrying about forgetting something. So making lists, like just doing a brain dump of all the shit that needs to come out, whether it's stuff that needs to go away and it's in the full moon ritual and you put it in that pile where we either light it on fire, we shred it, we do a digital burning to get rid of it. The decluttering that has to happen, whether it be a physical space or your mental space, is where you're going to help with the whole, what about this worth business? Where's that coming from? Okay. And then the other helper card, slow down, is Sandpiper Spirit, which is be playful. Now, a lot of people are like, be playful, and they think to themselves, oh, how do I be playful around decluttering? I always say, if you are an analytical minded person, which a lot of you guys that I speak with are, because like attracts like. So I'm an analytical thinker. I'm a Virgo. So, but I'm also a Pisces. So it's like warm and cozy with analytical thing. But the way that I relate to be playful is think of everything you're doing as an experiment. Okay. So there is no pass fail. There is no good or bad. It's just data, right? Because we're achieving data. So it might be I'm going to go declutter all of my summer and winter stuff and flip flop it and put it aside, trash some things, get some things going off to the Goodwill or what have you. And then what am I keeping? Like, because my style has changed, my energy has changed. The version of me that you see today is not the version you saw a year ago, last week, last month, or even yesterday. So, shifting all that energy and decluttering and getting rid of the stuff that aligns with the old version of you so you can move forward is a huge thing. And if you can experiment with that, because I think a lot of this worthiness shit comes from our younger years. And if we are still aligned physically with that version of us, it can be hard to move forward. So decluttering both in your mind where you get all the thoughts of where those beliefs and those limiting beliefs and the fears around worth are, and you get them out on paper, and then also go through and declutter like the old version of you. Like I know for me, I've changed my diet significantly and I've lost like 15 pounds. And so some clothes don't even fit anymore. And I want to have a different vibe. So that's kind of good. It coincides with, finding new styles and stuff. Um, but that kind of thing helps you step into where you want to go. Not forcing, oh, I want to be this like bohemian, you know, person. So thusly, but more like feeling into it. Like, Marie Kondo, I don't agree with like her whole like you only need 6 books and all that business. I mean, minimalism is dependent on who you are, in my opinion. But I do love the idea of if you pick it up and you hold it and you're like, this doesn't resonate with me. Just like everything else that us woo-woos like to buy into. If you pick up something that you're kind of decluttering and it doesn't resonate, let it go. You don't have to try and figure out who to give it to. You don't have to try and figure out like where did it come from and oh, should I keep this because that dead person I got it from will be pissed off if I they don't give a shit, trust me. As a medium, as that being one of my, as a psychic medium channel, all that business, because it's all the same thing, let's be honest. As someone who communes with spirit on the regular, I will tell you this, all of this shit that we like I love my cozy that my friend Jenna made me. I love my deck from, Clipperoni and the 5 zillion decks that I have that all these different people created. I love a dream catcher my aunt got me. But the fact is this, at some point when that stuff is just stuff to somebody else, don't keep this will, last will testament, don't keep that shit if it doesn't resonate for you, okay? Because I know when people are in spirit, they're more concerned with everybody connecting and aligning to their soul purpose through their life purpose. If your soul purpose is love, joy, and abundance, and your life purpose is manifests in a way that helps you to experience that on a daily basis, that's all that matters. Like I know right now my life purpose when I have my little thing that Jenna made me, I love it. It brings me joy for me. So that's why I'm saying, as you're decluttering stuff, if you find a pair of pants that's like, either 2 sizes too small or 2 sizes too big, it's probably not aligned with who you are. So don't think about who can I give this to that'll just give it to the Goodwill or whatever and know that whoever needs it will find it. Okay? If it's missing pieces, it goes in the trash. Back to the earth you go. It'll go where it's supposed to. Okay? So that's kind of why when I say be playful with it, don't start analyzing what that means. Just be experimental in the sense that I'm going to just be really clear about keep, give away, trash, whether it be a thought or a thing. And at that point, once you kind of get everything where you're like, I was very productive. I decluttered because I journaled. I decluttered because I cleaned or tidied or sorted. How do I feel now? And then check back in with yourself. What is the, you've gone through a phase 1 clinical study. What is the result? Maybe journal about that. How do I feel now that I've decluttered, whether it be my mind or my closet? Because I think that's where you kind of say, okay, my worth is an inner feeling, but how I show up is the outer expression of that. And that's what you're kind of wanting to do. So for this week's energy report, as far as like really trying to go inside, asking yourself, what do I need? What do I want that is within my control that I can do to make myself feel more whole, to make my spirit side and my human side in a unified way that is based in the truth of love, joy, and abundance versus what this illusion is that we're separate, that we have to compartmentalize all that bullshit. So rather, maybe go inside and have these kind of cloistered moments. And knowing your worth is really important. Again, we have skunk spirit coming in saying the way to do this is know your worth. You're worthy of taking some time to do this, right? You're worthy of taking time to declutter your thoughts and your space. You're worthy of anything you want. But we have to know that. And the way to know that is to go inward and listen to what you have to say, what you are wanting, not wanting based on what the kids need or what your parents want for you or what Aunt Tilly says is the right thing to do, not based on what your partner says they want from you, based on you. Because the only way we can be authentic and stand in what we want and have that clarity about it is to do it from you. So, to do that, we need to know our worth. You're worthy of knowing that and you're worthy of that clarity. Clear out the clutter. So, clear away the space, clear away the thoughts and limitations and fears from other people, clear away where your beliefs come from, unless they're like beliefs you truly on the inside, once you start working with them, you know that that's what you want. And then be playful about it, do it as an experiment. See what works and what doesn't. And after you do a decluttering thing, whether it be a space or a thought process, get your journal out, check in with yourself. How do I feel about this now? Okay, so that's this week. I hope that was helpful. Again, we have a full moon in Gemini on Wednesday around 10 p.m. is the pinnacle, but you do have until 12:30 in the morning on Monday to do any ritual you want to do from right now till then. So you because it's right now it's building and then it wanes. That's how it works. Um, like I probably will not be doing something at 10 o'clock at night. I probably will do something earlier in the day, or maybe the next day, depending on what's going on. And that's really it. So I hope this was helpful. Just as a quick aside, I have opened up registration for the Reconnect, um, Align and Manifest workshop that I host in January. So, and right now I am only charging $20.23 for that. For you to join that, you get worksheets, you get pre-work, and we do coaching. We get our values aligned so that we can set intentions to jumpstart that, especially. And I've timed it actually so that it coincides with both the ending of the Mars and Mercury retrograde, so that that feeling of not being clear on stuff will have started to dissipate. And because of that, I think it's a great time to really get grounded because of such an ungrounded time frame right now. I think that's what I should be saying, is that it's ungrounded right now. And as we head towards January, mid-January, because this will be on the 14th, which is a Saturday, so it should be both accessible for any of the commodities, time, energy, and money, the way it's priced and the way it is set up timing wise. And if you can't make it, but you want to join, you want to participate, you can register and receive the replay and all the materials. So I will put a link to that in the blurb or comments or whatever. And and you can go to my website, soulcoachstudio.com. And work with me, I think is the tab, and you can go there and it'll show you the different appointments, and it should be up there. Anyways, but that's it for right now. And if you need me, I'm here, and I love you all so much. And I hope this reading and energy, like channeled messages, because I'm starting to do much more conscious channeling, which I'm excited about, is helpful. And that's it for this week. I love y'all so much. Please take care of yourselves. Please give yourself grace and compassion and love this week. There's a lot of energy running around, and it doesn't feel very grounded. So do some grounding work, do your journaling, do your stuff, be playful, know your worth, and clear out your clutter. I'm off to clean my bedroom, my closets. Okay. I love y'all so much. Have a great week.